Hello there, and welcome to the next chapter in Olina and the Big Wish. I hope you enjoy. Chapter 5 Spring Forest. Olina took the soap and put the backpack on, ready to go. She was very keen on helping the trolls getting their drum back. She was also a bit uneasy to go on this mission all by herself. The big, now well-groomed and nice-smelling troll lifted her up and gave her a gentle hug for farewell and in gratitude. She braced herself, took the soap up to her nose, and took a long, good whiff while thinking of spring forest. The world began to spin and whirl. The smell of spring filled her nostrils and tickled them with the sense of freshness, lilacs, and light raindrops in the sunlight. The feeling was now so familiar that she fully enjoyed the journey this time. She closed her eyes and felt the pull. She was there. She felt it even with her eyes closed. The air had shifted from frosty to a crisp spring freshness. The birds sang happily, and she could feel the little rays of sun on her face. She was in spring forest. With the backpack and the soap firmly in hand, she looked around to figure out where to go. The last time she was there with Berg, they had helped to find the goddess of spring. Ostara was her name. The squirrel Ragnar, who swiftly jumped through the treetops to bring the message to the goddess that they were looking for. This time, Olina took a minute to get used to the sunny spring forest. It was so wonderful to be back. She was drawn to a clearing with gorgeous white spring flowers. The forest was emanating with life. She closed her eyes, took a deep breath, and thought of the lovely spring goddess. Immediately she felt something stirring at the forest floor. It was rustling through the trees, and she opened her eyes and saw a couple of hares in front of a wagon. Behind the reins was the stunning spring goddess. Ostara and her two loyal hares, Flora and Kieran. Olina held her breath as she took the incredible sight in. In their trail, little flowers bloomed, all in the colors of the rainbow. What a gift this was to watch spring unfold, Olina thought to herself. Ostara jumped elegantly off her wagon and gracefully walked towards Olina, who in the moment had completely forgotten what she was there for. Olina, my dear child, I'm so happy to see you, Ostara said in her light, melodic voice. Ostara, Olina said, and bowed her head in utmost respect and admiration. I've come back to ask for your help yet again, she said in a light, slight trembling voice, even though she didn't quite know why. The goddess was a kind, cheerful, and welcoming goddess as ever. Ostara stood surrounded by spring flowers and animals who were drawn to her beautiful light. Actually, you could say I'm here on behalf of the trolls. Then she told Ostara about the trolls who had a new clan member and that their special ceremonial drum was stolen by the dark elves. You see, they need the vibrations of the drum to initiate the new little troll into their clan. Otherwise, she'd be forced to stay in the human world, not being able to enter the realm of the trolls, she ended in a little sigh. Ostara had listened attentively while Olina had explained the situation. Now she looked at Olina with loving eyes. Yes, I know about the trolls and their predicament. As it happens, Elif, the dark elf, has been trying to steal my beloved Flora again. She nodded towards one of the two big hares, and Flora hopped towards Olina, who threw her arms around her, hugging the big hare, very happy to see her again. Hello, Flora, how are you? And how is little Lepus? I suspect he's not so little anymore. Hello, Olina, said Flora, who smiled delighted to see her friend again. Yes, Lepus is all grown up, looking for a mate of his own now. You don't happen to know a fine young hare for a boy, do you? Olina, Ostara, and Kieran all burst into laughter from the witty remark. No, I'm afraid not, said Olina, still giggling. Well, that's too bad, Flora said. Wait here, I have something for you. She hopped over to Ostara's wagon and pulled out a small, colorful fabric pouch. Olina watched curiously as the big hare hopped towards her with the pouch in her mouth. Flora put it gently in Olina's cupped hands. With her mouth free, Flora said, I've had help from Ostara. She made this for you on my request as a token of our gratitude. It's because of your bravery I was able to get my boy back, and I was saved from the dark elf. I think this can be useful to your quest to find the stolen drum for the trolls. Olina looked at the pouch in her cupped hands, knowing that this was something very special. Thank you, she said softly. She opened the little ribbon that held the pouch together and looked inside. It was a beautiful gold necklace with a golden pendant. Olina held it up in the sunlight and it sparkled brightly. The pendant was a little golden hair. She was so touched that she was completely speechless at first. Before she had pulled herself together, Flora said, There's more. You see, this is not an ordinary pendant. When you rub it and think of the swiftness of a hare, this quality will pass on to you for a time. Olina looked at Flora in surprise. You mean I can run as fast as you if I rub this pendant? Yes, exactly. But remember, to think of the swiftness of a hare, some of us can run up to 80 kilometers per hour. That is absolutely incredible. Thank you so much, Olina said, with excitement in her voice. She had always admired the agility and swiftness of the hares, and now she was able to run like the wind herself. A word of caution, though, said Ostara. You should only use this in case of emergencies or at rare occasions. You're not a hare yourself after all. Olina thought about this warning for a moment and decided it made good sense. I promise not to use it too much, only in emergencies or when I want to beat Burke in a race. They all laughed, knowing that Olina wasn't a very competitive spirit, opposed to Burke, who always wanted to be the best at everything. Thanks again, she waved, and went in between the trees and felt to walk a little bit on her own in the evergreen spring forest.